Look around you, the coffee cup on your desk, the texture of your clothes, the warmth of the sun on your skin. It all feels undeniably, unshakably real. But what if the greatest trick the universe ever pulled was convincing you that it exists? For thousands of years, the world's greatest minds suspected that our reality was a mask. Plato called it the allegory of the cave, suggesting we are only seeing shadows of the true world. Descartes feared an evil demon was manipulating his senses, but they lacked the tools to prove it. We don't. Recently, modern quantum physicists did the unthinkable. They looked under the hood of reality, and what they found wasn't matter or substance or strings. They found code, information, pixels. Today, we look at the definitive experiments that didn't just suggest we might be living in a simulation. They proved that reality is being rendered in real time. Lock your doors. Turn off the lights. Let's look at the pixels of existence. To understand how our universe might be simulated, we must first look at how we build our own digital worlds. When a game engine renders a city, it faces a hardware limitation. If it tries to load every single building, leaf, and NPC at the exact same time, the system will lag and crash. So, programmers use a trick called frustum culling or occlusion culling. The computer only renders what the player is currently looking at. The world behind your character's back literally does not exist. Now, let's look at the most famous experiment in scientific history, the double-slit experiment. When physicists fire tiny particles of matter, like electrons, through two slits toward a barrier, something impossible happens. When no one is measuring or looking at the experiment, the electron acts like a wave. It behaves like a ghost, passing through both holes simultaneously, interfering with itself, and creating a wave pattern on the back wall. It exists in a state of pure mathematical probability. But the exact millisecond scientists place a detector, a mechanical eye, to see which hole the electron actually went through. The wave instantly collapses. The electron stops acting like a wave of possibilities and chooses a single, solid point in reality. It behaves like a tiny billiard ball. Think about the profound horror of this. Matter does not exist in a definite shape or place until it is observed. The universe behaves exactly like a video game. It saves processing power. It only renders the electron when the player, you, looks at it. When you turn your back on the moon, does it dissolve into a wave of mathematical probabilities? According to quantum mechanics, yes, it does. Every simulation is bound by the hardware it runs on. No matter how advanced a computer is, its central processing unit has a maximum clock speed. It can only process a certain amount of information per second. If you try to move faster than the processing speed, the system creates a lag. In our universe, we have a hard speed limit. 186, 282 text, miles per second. The speed of light, $C. Nothing in the universe, no matter how much energy it has, can cross this threshold. But why? Why should empty space have a speed limit? Why can't information travel infinitely fast? Simulation theory gives us a chillingly elegant answer. The speed of light is not a random law of nature. It is the clock speed of our universe's processor. It is the maximum rate at which the cosmic computer can update the state of its pixels from one point in spacetime to the next. If you try to travel faster than light, you are trying to outrun the frame rate of reality itself. Time literally slows down for you to prevent the system from crashing. Relativity isn't a feature of physics. It's an anti-lag mechanism. If an architect built a simulation this massive, they would inevitably leave a footprint. A line of code, an optimization patch, or an error-correcting mechanism. And guess what? We found it. When astrophysicists studied the cosmic microwave background, the leftover radiation from the Big Bang, they expected to find random, chaotic noise. Instead, they found something deeply unsettling. The universe is anomalies-rich, and its temperature fluctuations follow highly specific mathematical codes. Specifically, a type of double-even self-dual error-correcting block code. Where else do we see these exact codes? In the browser you are using right now. In search engines. In the software that prevents data corruption over the internet. Theoretical physicist James Gates discovered that the equations of string theory, which describe the fundamental fabric of our universe, contain literal browser-like error-correcting codes embedded inside them. The laws of nature aren't just like software. They are software. And then there is the problem of fine-tuning. If the gravitational constant or the mass of an electron were altered by even one part in a trillion, stars would never form, atoms would fly apart, and life would be impossible. The universe's settings are dialed in so perfectly for consciousness that it looks like a developer carefully adjusting the sliders in a creation menu. In 2003, Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom proposed a logical trilemma that shook the intellectual world. He argued that one of three things must be true. 1. Humanity will go extinct before reaching a post-human stage. 2. Any post-human civilization will have zero interest in running simulations of their ancestors. Or 3. We are almost certainly living in a simulation right now. Think about our own progress. In just 50 years, we went from 2 pixels bouncing a ball on a screen to immersive virtual realities that can fool our senses. In another 1,000 years, our technology will allow us to create billions of virtual worlds populated by conscious, digital beings who think they are real. If that happens, there will be one real, organic universe and billions of simulated ones. Statistically speaking, what are the chances that we are the lucky ones in the single base reality? The odds are 1 in billions. You aren't the first. You are one of a trillion historical experiments running simultaneously on a server farm in a world you cannot comprehend. If you accept this, a terrifying question arises. Does your life still matter? If your tears are just digital drops and your achievements are just achievements in a sandbox game, what is the point? Perhaps the answer lies in philosophy. The ancient Eastern sages taught that the world is Maya, an illusion, a cosmic play. But an illusion does not mean nothingness. Even if the stage is virtual, the experience is real. Your capacity to love, to feel pain, to seek truth, and to wonder, that cannot be simulated. That is the spark of true consciousness. We are the universe trying to understand itself, even if it has to use a computer to do it. Sleep well, and remember, don't look too closely at the pixels.